What's up, YouTube? Another Q&A sesh, art director style, to tell you how art directors are coping during this crazy time. COVID has challenged us in more ways than one, and has changed a lot, how we work, how we do our job as creatives. I mean, how do we stay motivated? How do we adapt? How do we move forward? We'll get to that, but first, well, you know. So it's been many months since the introduction of this virus. Almost a year at this point, which is pretty crazy to think about. I've been getting tons of comments and emails from you all over the topic. So I took a look back, sifted through, and I've compiled some of the questions that I think you all might want to know the answers to. And if I blew it and picked questions that you care nothing about, that's what the comment section is for. Feel free to ask your own below. But for now, let's jump right into how should we deal with this situation as an art director type of questions. First off, we've got an email from a guy named Troy, and it goes a little something like this. What's up? I'm Troy, an art director for a local shop in the Philippines. I just wanted to ask for some advice. Lately, I've been feeling mentally spent at work, burnt out if you may. With all the work and everything going on in the world, how do you keep a healthy mental state? For some time now, I've been seriously doubting myself if I can stay in this industry because of the toll it's taking on my mental health, plus the added stress with the pandemic. I love advertising and have been dreaming to be a creative ever since high school, but now that I'm here, sometimes I feel that I can't keep up with its pace. Hope you can give a fellow creative some sound advice. Now that's a question, and there's a lot to unpack here. Troy, I totally know what you're going through. Many of us around the industry are feeling it too. It's change, it's new, it's a lot. First, I would tell you to be kind to yourself. I find myself continually self-talking my way out of negativity. Because, well, here's the thing. At the moment, you can only do what you can do, and that will have to be enough. All you can do is your best, and you have to realize that your best pre-pandemic might look a little bit different than what your best looks like at the moment. You won't be 100% every single day. And you know what? That's okay. You shouldn't be expected to. Under the current climate, even Superman has to hang up his cape every once in a while. Try to give yourself a break. And give yourself even more credit than usual when you do have good days or when you create something cool. Some more practical advice: give yourself permission to step away from the work multiple times throughout the day. Get up. Unplug. I take walks, I chill on the balcony with the dogs, or I blast some music. Just break up your day in a way that makes sense for you. Find those things that ease your mind. They give it just a little time off. You also mentioned burnout. Definitely one of my enemies that I have battled throughout my career. You put in so much work. You give it your all, and eventually you're just over it. And I'm sure that's absolutely heightened during this question mark of a time. So how do we get back on track? Personally, I tried to do more things that made me fall in love with this business in the first place. I've been doing more personal side projects, animation challenges, and other skill building for me that allow me to have a little bit more fun with my craft. And it's also okay just to turn off. In advertising, especially as a creative, our minds are thinking about the business all the time. Momentarily, you might need to let that brain rest for a short period of time. When you're experiencing burnout, it might be that you need to shut down your brain as soon as you shut down your computer at the end of the day. Let your work stay in that window of time. And when you're outside of that window, just chill. Do anything else but think. Mindless activities could include going for a run, watching TV, meditating. Just do your best to cut the stress and anxiety that comes with being in this business. Eventually, you'll be back to coming up with ideas at 2 a.m, but for now, just don't. We are all just trying to find our new normal, our new way of living our lives. It's a scary time. Things are shifting constantly, but I'm optimistic that you, me, all of us will learn to adapt faster, become more efficient, and become better creatives for it. All right, next up, Victoria asks, how has working as a creative in advertising changed since COVID? Well, Victoria, most of us transitioned to work from home, and a lot of us will probably be here for a while. Quite frankly, I don't think we need to ever go back to the 5-day-a-week agency structure, though many will. I think this time has taught us that we can create high quality work from outside the office walls. We had to learn how to adapt, how to be more efficient. And for that reason, I wouldn't be surprised if post-COVID, we split time half in, half out. Now, in the beginning, working from home was tough. Files I needed to work on took much longer to download. As an ACD, I really missed kind of walking by and checking on the team. Presenting to clients through Zoom felt a little strange. And of course, having less face-to-face convos, even non-work related ones, was kind of tough. When you needed a break, you used to be able to spin your chair around, talk about the latest shows on Netflix, where we were gonna grab food for lunch, or what things were going on in each other's lives. Now that all looks a little different, though we've made some adjustments. Server speeds have increased, workloads and time management has become much easier to manage, collaboration has improved, and Zoom video chatting is basically second nature. Though most video calls are work related, we try to also sprinkle in some personal ones to get that kick in the shit mentality back. In this new situation, it is much easier to feel siloed, alone, especially since you're doing work in the same place that you live, which is why it's important to create a dedicated space for work and only work so that you can leave work behind at the end of the day, so that your work and life remain separate, so all your days don't blend together. To sum it up, work from home took some getting used to, but now that we're in it, I don't think working in advertising will ever be the same. We have truly learned that a creative space where we can output our best work can be really from anywhere. I'll be interested to see the massive increase in remote working and the shift of what the new office looks like. Hoping for some huge, awesome collaboration domes or something crazy like that. But the creative work will always be the constant. And I believe we will continue to evolve and create better work than ever before. All right, and lastly, we have a question over job security. Marcus says, I am a junior in college and want to be an art director. I have seen a lot of people losing their jobs on LinkedIn and looking for work. Should I be nervous about entering the industry and finding a job? It's a tough question. It's a tough question because I have lots of great friends, very talented friends in the industry that have been laid off. Many clients are holding back their marketing budgets. Clients are taking a lot of the work in-house, and it has definitely impacted the agency world. So I can see how it could seem extremely scary. And the reality is, it kind of is. This is a pretty volatile situation we're in, and we can't truly predict what will happen next. But I want to leave you with some positivity and optimism around the subject, because I believe it. A lot of my friends who have lost their jobs have quickly found new ones. There are still a ton of creative positions out there. You just have to look. And here's the kicker. You don't just have to look within an hour radius of your current living location. Working remotely is very possible, and it could be possible even after all this craziness is over. Now, it's possible that an agency in Portland that you really admire, that you love, might let you sit in Tennessee and work for them. I also highly believe that once COVID calms down, many clients will be willing to spend again, to take financial leaps to get their brand back out there, to sell their products. And to be honest, selling products in a post-COVID environment where consumers are still a little nervous to interact will completely change the purchasing experience. And we are the experts, learning, discovering, innovating new possibilities that they will rely on to solve their business challenges. So to answer your question, Marcus, yes, I think the need for creatives will remain. I believe that the jobs will be there. You just have to stay focused, build that portfolio, and be willing to look around a little. Hopefully things are on their way back to normal by the time you graduate anyway, but nonetheless, I wish you the best and believe that you'll get where you want to go. All right, so that's a wrap on the questions. Look, the world looks very different, but we were already part of an industry that is continually shifting due to new media, new tech, and new consumer behavior. Though a large one, this is just another change. And if any industry can adapt, can get a little bit creative, it's advertising. Smash the like button, leave a comment, ask your questions, and don't forget to wear a mask. See you in the next one.